All right, good team win tonight. We challenged the team to improve, even though we had won the last 2 games. I didn't feel like we had improved those 2 weeks, and we asked our guys to do more. Do we still have the killer instinct to put a team away? Can we get everybody to play for the team and eliminate all selfishness? And then at halftime, when we're up 28-3, we challenged the team to play the best third quarter of the season, which I think they responded and tried to do that. So obviously, first team in Indiana history to go 12-0 in the regular season. And that's absolute, and regardless of what happens from here on out, this team will always be the first team in Indiana history to go undefeated in the regular season. So it's a great job by the players. Got a lot of good players that have high character, a lot of leadership. It's a great job by the assistant coaches, sports staff, Derek Owings and his staff. And I'm extremely appreciative of President Pam Whitten and Scott Dolson for their leadership and support in making this possible. Because it takes a commitment to make this possible. So we followed up an 11-1 with a 12-0. It's not a bad start. And I'm sure I'll get that question. Did I ever think that was possible? But I'll be honest with you, it happened so fast, I was just trying to figure out what I was going to pack and bring to Bloomington. And here we are. So, but I think everybody in the organization understands there's work to be done and what lies ahead, and we're excited for the future. Questions?
Zach, on your left in news.
Curt, I guess in that vein, you said a couple weeks ago against Wisconsin, after Wisconsin, you said it's hard for you to have sort of take that step back. But on a night when you do something that, as you say, is kind of final and forever, do you encourage your team to have a moment where they just sort of soak in and appreciate this has never happened before? Whatever you accomplish from here, you've done something historic.
Well, believe it or not, I don't control every thought, action, and habit of our team or coaches. There's a lot of celebrating going on in that locker room right now. There's a lot of cigars being smoked, and they're having a good old time. And but they also understand that they get to enjoy it for 24 hours. And it's a great night for Indiana, for our fan base, our alums, our loyal supporters. Everybody that cares about Indiana. This is something that a lot of people probably thought couldn't happen. And it just goes to show you when you have a commitment and a plan and you have the right people in place, anything's possible. So here we are, but more work to be done.
News on your left in Matt.
What's it been like, though? I mean, Hayden Fisher, first thing he does gets the bucket, runs with the team, then runs over to you. And those JMU guys, you've had a lot of these moments. Does that make you emotional that these guys followed you, came with you, trusted you, and that they've risen to these heights now in 2 years?
I guess it could if I dwelt on it. I don't have time, really. There's so many things that I'm involved with when the game ends. I did happen to notice that, and had a special moment with Tyreek Tucker, who, is somebody that I've known for a long time. And, so they've had a lot of great seasons. Yeah, they have, and we have together. But it's, it's our first undefeated regular season. We've had a lot of one-loss seasons. But this is a team. Everybody that contributed to this, from the president to the athletic director and his staff, the assistant coaches, all the support staff, and the players, their hard work, the players who graduated last year and played a role to make this happen, and carried that kind of momentum and credibility forward. It's something that everybody played a part in, and certainly our tremendous fans.
Man on your left in Pete.
Coach, again, run game, just keep wearing them down. Eventually the dam breaks. You break their will. Passing game was maybe not as sharp, early on, but just your thoughts on that, on the O-line and the run game, especially with some moving parts there on the O-line. Go out there and 355 yards rushing.
Well, when you play in these kind of conditions, it sure helps if you can run the football, right? And, like people talk about defense travels, run game travels too, especially in these kind of conditions. And the pass game took a while and really never quite was on point. But the run game sure was good, a lot of explosive plays, and the defense got some turnovers for us, and Purdue couldn't find the end zone, and special teams were solid. So it was a good all-around team win.
Pete on your left and Ravi.
Yeah, I think just the performance of Stephen Daly, he was dominant, especially early on.
Yeah, Daly's a guy that just keeps getting better and better and better. And there's another guy, I've known of him for a long time, was in our camp at JMU, ran sub 4.4, 4.4, low 4.4, 40-yard dash in camp, at 232 pounds, about 6% body fat at the time. He was a sub 10, 800-meter guy in high school. And he played at a really small high school, and then he went to Kent State. And so, he came here this summer. He committed to us a few months before that. It's like he hadn't done anything. He came in out of shape. But, he's got the type of body, and, in 2-3 weeks, he was back in pretty good shape. But he's getting the kind of development now through nutrition, strength and conditioning, coaching, that kind of thing, where you're really seeing him start to blossom. Wish we had him for another year or two, but we don't. And he's a key player for us right now.
Ravi in front and Jim.
Coach, what is it about this group that made them capable of 12-0 of doing this?
I don't know. I'm not sure I have the answer to that. There's a lot of multiples and dynamics that go into that. I think the Illinois game was a big game for us. We had our eyes on them. We were kind of lurking in the weeds, so to speak, after last year. We'd gotten hammered so badly because of how we played against Ohio State and Notre Dame. We didn't talk about it, but it was there. It was there every day, every hour, every minute. And Illinois was coming to town, and they were getting hyped up, and they were number 9 in the country, and we were ready. And then from then on, we found a way. When the games got tight at the end, we found a way to win it. The quarterback made the plays, receivers made the plays, the defense made the plays. So, we are where we are, and there's some tough challenges ahead, but this is a team that definitely cares.
Jim on your left and Daniel.
Curt, you alluded to it in the beginning of whether it be possible to go 12-0 at Indiana, I'm assuming, but as you look around the landscape, there's not very many 12-0 teams. How difficult is it, period, to go 12-0 in college football today, much less in the Big Ten?
It's really hard, and especially at the P4 level. I think there's only about 5 Big Ten teams that have gone undefeated in the regular season since 2000. It's 26 years, 26 years. Ohio State a couple times, Michigan once, Oregon once. Other than that, that's it. Indiana now, they have them groups.
Daniel in front and Zach.
I think from last year and now, you guys have outscored them 122-3. Do you take pride in that? Just how do you feel about that?
No, I mean, it's a rival game that's important. First of all, it's a game on our schedule. And every game's important. It's a rival game that means a lot to our alums. So, the water cooler on Monday, so to speak, right? The fact that we've outscored them like we have, it's just the fact of where we're at and where they're at right now. They're going to get better. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to get better. Coach is going to do a great job improving that roster, coaching that football team. And, they just sort of hit rock bottom. It timed up with my arrival. And we've had 2 nice nights against them.
Zach on your right, we'll wrap with Mike.
Coach, you talked about not seeing the improvement you wanted to from Penn State to Wisconsin. How much of tonight was solely focused on seeing that improvement that you didn't see?
That was the entire message today to the staff and the team is, do we still have a killer instinct? Can we play for one another as a team? We don't have a lot of selfishness on this team, but anytime you have 105 players, there's some, right? Can we leave that in the locker room? If it doesn't show up on the field, can we get receivers blocking downfield, play in, play out? Can we get our safeties lining up with a sense of urgency? Everybody busting everybody on special teams. And I'm sure it wasn't perfect. I know it wasn't perfect, but, you know, it was a good night, and the whole deal was we wanted to walk out of this game with an exclamation point and not a question mark. And we did.
Mike, root 2 on your right, last one.
Coach, another first time ever is going to be the Big Ten championship game. You sat in Lucas-Oil Stadium a year ago and said you were going to get the team there. It's a year later and you've done it. How does that feel?
We're a year late. It'll be a great game.
All right, thanks, guys.